Guys, man, what a month it has been. Welcome back to the channel. So excited to talk to you today about my trip to NFT.NYC. I just kind of booked it on a whim, knew I had to be out there because all the people in Axie Infinity were going to be out there, and I wanted to be there. I didn't have a ticket to the event, didn't really even know which events I was going to go to before I booked the trip, but I wanted to get out there and just see what was happening. So I wanted to tell you some of the people that I met while I was there and people that you should be following on Axie and crypto Twitter. So let's just jump right into it. So first up, I'm not going to cover, the obvious main people you should be following like Jiho and Ziori and people that are part of the Sky Mavis team. I'm going to be covering some of the people that I met in person there that are in the Axie community, that if you want to be kind of on the in crowd and know what's happening within the community, then you should be following these people. So here we go. So here, first up, we got Dave versus Axie. He was probably everybody's favorite person in New York because he put together the best event that happened there. There was an Axie official rally, but it was kind of crazy. It was hard to talk to people at that rally. Much more of an event just to be there at the event. But Dave's event that he put on was awesome. Great venue. It was fun to just be there and meet all the core people really in the space that are building scholarships and really pushing their own individual kingdoms to the next level. So Dave is a guy you want to know. He's a content creator. He does Axieholics usually on Tuesday afternoon, evenings, depending on what time zone you're in. And he also does some streaming on Twitch sometimes. So go follow Dave, get to know his content, participate. He's very community minded. So when he does Axieholics, he invites people from the community up on stage in Twitter Spaces just to talk about whatever opinions they have on the topic of the week. So that's Dave. Next up is Ready Player Rich. So Rich is a very young, very big mover in this space. When I met him, he and Dave and I had the chance to just go to a bar and hang out for maybe an hour or two, and Rich was nice enough to just answer all of my questions. He's ahead of almost everyone in the space as far as how many scholars he has and the type of organization he's building. So Ready Player DAO is his organization. They have 5,000 plus scholars playing Axie Infinity, and they're also investing in other games, play to earn games. So Rich is definitely a person to stay apprised of what he's doing, what moves he's making. Also just a super nice guy. So get to know Rich. Next, Kyle, Key in the Door .eth, Kyle, Key Axie, Kyle. Super young as well, ambitious. He's running a little bit of a different model, not a DAO, but running a little bit of a different model than Rich, but also has a couple thousand scholars that he's running, and also very nice guy. So keep an eye on Kyle for sure. Next is Baranar. Baranar runs Axie Chat. Probably most of you, if you're in the space, know Axie Chat. If you don't, definitely check out Axie Chat Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. And he runs it with Enjoy. Enjoy, you should also go follow. I didn't put him on here because I didn't meet him in person in New York. This is just focused on people I met in New York. They ran Axie Chat live at Dave's event. Really fun to see them doing that. I couldn't believe he did it. It seemed really hard to focus because everybody else was talking very loudly behind him. But very cool that they did that. And Baranar is just a deep thinker. So if you want analysis of what's going on in the Axie community, go listen to Axie Chat. If you want to get involved in their all access pass, you can purchase a pass to kind of get more in-depth analysis and get in with the community even further after Axie Chat on Tuesday evenings. So definitely follow Baranar. Next is Freak. When I met Freak, he's just kind of an unassuming regular guy, but man, this guy has such a big brain. This is the Freak that created Freak's Axie extension, and he's just hanging out there at Dave's event. I didn't realize who he was. He had a name tag on that said Freak on it, but I didn't connect the two, that it was the Freak that created Freak's Axie extension. This guy is super nice and obviously a big thinker, thought ahead of what people need in this space, and I think he's going to do other big things. He just left his full-time job to kind of focus more on family and building other things. And I'm really excited to see what he does next. I don't know that he knows even yet, but he's going to do big things. So follow Freak. Binary Assets. So Binary Assets is partnered with a couple of other guys. Bryce is one of them that you may follow. But I was able to meet Binary Assets and his wife, Big Crit Britt here, and they just sat and answered all my questions again. I had so many questions because I'm new to the space, and people that have been around a little longer, just the way they structure their scholarship programs, how many scholars they have, whether they've been able to automate certain pieces of the process. So many of these guys that are further ahead of me really helped me out, and Binary Assets was one of them. So he doesn't have like a super loud, big profile online, but this guy really knows what he's doing, and you should go follow him. And same with Britt. The two of them are a major power couple. So Caggy or Jan, Caggy Jan, or however you want to say it. I just call him Caggy. He said that was okay. One of the nicest people I met in New York. I just kind of met him randomly after the main Axie event, and we were gonna go meet up with Dave, and he was like, "Hey, I'll just book an Uber for us." Paid for the Uber, and then spent the next 30 minutes just answering all my questions about YouTube. So he's got 50,000+ subscribers on YouTube, and was just willing to answer all of my questions. He kind of has like a little bit of a sarcastic tone. You might not understand how nice of a guy he is unless you meet him in person, but one of the nicest people I've ever met. Super giving as well. Just as I dug into his story about what he's done for scholars and the community, he's just not a selfish person. And I feel like that's kind of the theme of what I saw all throughout the week, meeting all these people. There's so many people in this space, in Axie Infinity, that are looking to do good in the world. And Caggy is definitely one of those people. So Ray is kind of he was described to me as a sleeper in the space, meaning he doesn't have a huge social profile, doesn't spend all his time online, but he's building enormous things. I think his organization, Rome, that's part of Star Atlas, not Axie Infinity, but Star Atlas, is like the biggest whale organization in Star Atlas. So definitely a mover in the play to earn space in general, but also a big player in the Axie Infinity space. And just a nice, really intelligent guy. So go follow Ray. Mystic, I think his ambition knows no end. This is a person who I'm pretty sure doesn't, is at a point where financially probably doesn't have to do anything that he's doing, has plenty of financial opportunity in many different areas, but he is determined to educate the world, and specifically the developing world, on blockchain technology through online gaming. And his partners they have at least some kind of Indian heritage and seem to be the first ones really pushing to get Axie into India in a big way. And so I don't know if he's got family relationships over there, or just that he's drawn to that because of his heritage, but man, what ambition this guy has. I think he is going to be like Axie's ambassador to India and create some really cool educational opportunities for scholars all over the world to learn blockchain. So definitely follow Mystic. Delicio, or Saltery Lake. Originally connected with him because I'm from Salt Lake, and I thought, oh, here's somebody that might be from Salt Lake. Not the case. He's from Alaska, and this guy knows how to have a good time, really. Like everywhere we went, it seemed like everyone was his friend, and everybody knew him and wanted to hang out with him because he just knows how to have a good time, and he's fun and very nice. So it wouldn't surprise me if there ends up being like an annual retreat up in Alaska that he hosts and makes sure everybody sees Alaska the right way. So go check him out. He's more of a collector than like running a scholarship program. So I think he owns a lot of Mystic Axies, and he's just more of an NFT collector and OG guy in the space. So Geometrica is from Canada, and I didn't get a ton of time to talk to him, but the time that I talked to him, very, very nice guy. And when I talked to some other people, namely Stark, that I'm going to tell you about next, they just talked about how giving he is with his time and his knowledge. And that kind of came off to me, just very unassuming, very, humble guy, willing to give of his time and knowledge. So Stark, I think these two maybe have partnered at this point, not really sure. But Stark is from France, so quite a trek to come over to New York City to come to the event. And a guy that is very interested in everyone else, and it was really fun to hang out with him, spend some time with him. I wish I would have been able to spend more time, but keep an eye on him. He's evidently part of this new POG organization that several of these guys are part of, so don't really know what they're doing, but check it out. Alan Ryan, this is the first guy I met when I went to Dave's event, and he's a lot nicer than he looks in his profile picture here, I promise. I think he had a smile on his face the whole time we were there, so I don't know how they caught a picture of him not smiling. But yeah, from California, awesome just business mind in general, and I think he's shifting more and more towards focusing on Axie Infinity. His organization isn't huge yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if it becomes that way. So go follow Alan. OG Nasty, he's an Intermountain West guy like me, and we're gonna go snowboarding this winter. He's a monster of a man. I think he was a big football player in college, and he's got to be like 6.5 feet tall. He's just been around in the space for a long time, has a lot of Axie assets, and is building a scholarship program similar to a lot of the rest of us. So awesome guy, go follow him. So Jay Clutch is another one to be following, building a scholarship program as well. He's newer in the space like me, I think. I don't remember how long he's been around, but also a great player, as you can see, top 1,000 in last season, and building Lost Mystic Raid. So go follow Jay Clutch. Lima, one of the most interesting people that I met while I was there. It says Brooklyn, New York on his profile, but I'm pretty sure he's from Peru or somewhere else in South America. He told me, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Peru. And probably the nicest person that I met the entire time I was there. Funny that he's with the Axie sisters here, because they also have just this very genuine, kind aura about them. So the four of the people in this picture, they just, I don't know if it's like America is just harder and not as kind as some of these other countries. The Axie sisters are from South Korea. They were super impressed with my command of the Korean language when I told them 미국 사람입니다. I don't really speak Korean, but it was fun to meet these guys. Lima at every party was just, the guy that, it's so funny to see this on his profile right here. I just barely noticed that, but this speaks to kind of who he is. He's just very kind, very welcoming. So go follow Lima. He's a big mover in the space as well, and kind of bringing together, I think, different cultures. I didn't meet anybody else that was a big player from South America while I was there. So I can see Lima becoming, a big leader in the community for South America. And then last but not least, Trumpery D, Axie Trends. I think he's related to Dave. So it was interesting to see some of these different connections. Nice guy, also running a scholarship program and building in this space. So go follow Trumpery D. If you follow all these people, I'm sure you're going to find other people within crypto Twitter that are kind of, building in the space. This is just a good smattering of people that I met personally in New York. I probably missed some people that I met, and I'm sorry if you're watching this video and I met you. I still love you. So many cool people that I met in the space in New York, and can't wait to do it again. I don't think I'm going to make it to Miami next week, but you guys have fun without me, and hopefully I'll see you in Salt Lake in the winter. We should be having an event here. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a like, a subscribe, comment on what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.